Hello everyone and welcome back to So Aldo DIY. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you how I made this crop blouse. So if you want to see how, then keep on watching. First thing, I fold in 3 inches. This is going to be for the placket, and then I'm going to place the pattern piece on the top. As you can see, I already made my own pattern here based on the basic bodice. I simply extended it like this. Then I'm just going to cut it out. I will need 2 pieces for the front. Now I'm going to cut out the back bodice. I place the pattern on fold. Next I'm going to cut out the neck facing, so I place the fabric just like this, and I'm going to trace the neckline and the shoulder, and I want it to be 2 inches in width, so I'm just going to trace it out and then I will cut it out. So this is going to be for the back piece. You don't need to add seam allowances to this because it's already added on the main fabric. Then I notch the center fold. I will do the same thing for the front panel. I am just going to trace the neckline including the placket and then the shoulder. It should look like this. Now I'm cutting the other piece, so I place it or I match it right sides together. They should look something like this, and as you can see here, I marked the shoulders, so it's so much easier to piece together. Next, I will be cutting the sleeves. As you can see, I have 2 layers of fabrics and I'm just going to cut it out. This is just a basic short sleeve pattern. Mark it 2 inches below the slope because I'm going to kind of gather it slightly to ease it in the arm side later on. Now on to my favorite part is sewing. So I am going to close the darts. Be sure to knot the threads so the darts will not unravel. Then I join it at the side seams and the shoulder seams. Right sides of the fabrics are facing. Then I join the neck facing at the shoulders just like this. After this, I overlock all the raw edges, but I didn't film it. Now it's time to finish the neckline. I am simply going to place the neck facing on the correct side of the fabric along the neckline. So I first match the shoulder seams and then I just work my way out. Then I will stitch from here to the other end, and it should look something like this. Now it's time to grade the curve. Doing these little cuts is going to release the tension along the curve. Just be sure that you don't cut through the seam. Then I'm going to give it a press so I can understitch it. So when you are understitching, you are sewing the seam allowance to the facing. So be sure that the extra fabric or the seams, the raw edges are facing or resting on the facing. I gave it another good press and it should look something like this. Next, it's time to finish the placket. So I fold out the neck facing and I mark 1.5 inches, and I did the same thing to the other placket. Then I stitch where I placed the markings. Trimmed up the corners and I'm going to flip it out just like you see here. The corners are going to look nice and pretty. Now it's time to finish the hemline, so I am simply going to do the same thing like I did on the neckline. So I fold out the placket and mark 1 inch, just like this, and I repeated the same to the other side. And I'm also going to stitch right here. Then I turn it right side out and it should look something like this. As you can see, the edges or the corners are nice and pretty. I gave it a good press, then I finished the hemline. Now it's time to work on the sleeve, so I'm going to do a gather stitch right along here. Then I'm going to match the right sides of the fabrics and sew the seams. After that, it's time to set in the sleeve. As you can see, I match the center fold or the shoulders. Then I match the side seams. After that, I am going to slightly gather the shoulder, then sew it in the round. After this step, I finish all the hemlines. And here I am making some buttonholes. After that, I hand stitch the buttons and the blouse is ready. Thanks so much for watching, and if this video is helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share this video. That will really help my channel grow. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!